Hello, I'm Tjalke and I'm gonna give you a quick review. I was on two colors of the same wig. They're both by Rene of Paris. Um, this color is called Ash Blonde and Ice Blonde, and this one is called Marble Brown, long rooted. So I haven't done any video reviews previously, and English is not my first language, so please be kind. Yeah, I started wearing wigs because, well, I started shaving my head because my hair was getting thin at the top and I didn't like the look of it, so it's like, I'll just shave it off. And then I was like, but I do like the concept of having hair, so I started wearing wigs. But I actually disliked the styles that male wig brands provided. So I was like, yeah, emancipation goes both ways, you know. So I bought one of these. So as I said, this is ordered from Simply Wigs. It is a Rene of Paris brand, and it's called Evanna. I have done some styling to make it suit my style a little bit more, so I'll talk you through that as well. So this is the Marble Brown, and what I've done with this wig is I have put some more curls in it because it came with a wavy kind of style, and I thought it was quite feminine, and I've adapted this wig to make it look more like a male wig, like the kind of rough hair that gentlemen who like to wear longer hair, they tend to wear it messy like this. So I do not brush this wig, also because I put curls in it, and if you brush curls you will brush them out and it will become one fizzy afro, which is cool if you like that, but it was not what I was going for with this one. So what I do to curl them is you can get boxes of these like foamy rods, and they have a bendy wire in it. So what you do is you brush it out, you take a section, you brush it out. I usually don't do this while it's on my head. I actually take it off and then curl it, and then you just wrap that around, roll it up, roll it up, roll it up, and then at the end you bend it like that, and then you can use hot water, not boiling but hot, or what that does tend to wear the wig out if you do that too often, because it's plastic essentially. That's why I love it so much, because it's easy to style, and it keeps the curls very well, way better than natural hair in a heating iron, curling iron. And then I've got this little handheld steamer thing. It's very useful for your suits, your shirts, and also for curling synthetic wigs. So I use that. Let me just get this out. Whoop. And then after that I kind of rinse it in the sink with lukewarm water to stretch the curls out a little bit. And if you get these little foamy things out of it, the curl will be very compact and it will be very tight. Yeah, and it doesn't look like hair. So to loosen up the curls, you can either wait till it's dry and then detangle it with your hands until you get more loose curls and it's more of a bushy kind of wig. But what you can also do is you can shake it thoroughly while the water is still in the wig, and all the little curls will come apart, and it will look very natural. And a little bit messy is good, because wigs often look a little bit too perfect, so you want them to look a little bit messy. Have fun with it, because it can be a little bit tempting at the start, like to just don't wear it because everyone's gonna notice, but it's okay, have fun, it's your hair, it's your life, it's your head, just do whatever suits your style. So that's that. A little bit of a close-up. This wig does have a lace front, so I'm not sure if you can really see this well, but it is stitched to a kind of transparent plastic mesh, which also at the part, so only on this side, it goes back quite a bit, which makes it look as though the hair comes out of your head. But for in my case, I don't know if you can tell that on camera, my complexion is quite light. My eyebrows are too light actually for this wig, so that makes the hair look less natural. If I compare this to the ice blonde that I've shown you before, I'll put it on in a moment, and you will see that it really blends well with my skin and it looks as if it's really my hair. So I'll talk you to some of the modifications I've done to make it more manly besides adding the curls. Yeah, so what I've done, I have cut some shorter hairs here, which is actually quite easy. Don't use like those professional hairdresser scissors, because those were made for human hair, and these plastic fibers, they are brilliant because you can curl them very easily, you can style them very easily, but the issue is they are tougher than human hair, so if you cut with a professional pair of scissors, you will ruin them, so just use your kitchen scissors or something. And what I do is I kind of roughen it up like that, and then I go with the scissor like that, and then you get those little hairs here that look like they're your sideburns. So that's that. And then also I've plucked out some hairs here to make it a little bit, it's not straight anymore, it's a little bit messy, because I mean sometimes you lose some hairs at the front, and that's good because it makes it look way more natural, because nobody's hair is perfect really, and that's what you're going for, not perfect. I'll do a 360 now. Gosh, I should really wash this wig and brush it out a little bit, but I like to detangle it most with my fingers, with a little bit of conditioner spray. There's plenty of videos on styling wigs, so just search for some helpful tutorials on how to style and how to detangle wigs and wash them and stuff. I use these, they're Dutch brand, so I start with a shampoo, I put it in luke water, put the wig in it, don't rub it or anything, just let it sit, let it soak, and then I do the same with this conditioner spray. But actually, if you order your wigs from Simply Wigs, it actually comes with a little card that tells you how to care for your wig, so that's great. And then I have, oh no, I put this one in this bowl. It's balsam. It's kind of a cream. It's just a leave-in conditioner stuff, and it helps to keep the fiber soft so it doesn't get too coarse. And then lastly, I put a little bit of this in. It's a conditioner spray. It's leave-in conditioner. You just shake it about a little bit and just spray it in, and then you just wait a little bit. Just work it in a little bit, and then you wait for a bit until it's kind of drying, and then you can just rub your hair in whichever way you like to style it. I started recently putting it back a little bit more out of the face so people don't think I'm hiding stuff, but you can also go for a really wild stage look, which I do if I play the violin in a rock band. So yeah, whatever you like. I mean, have fun with it. It's so fun to have hair again, even if it's plastic. Alright, actually in my case, especially since it's plastic. I love plastics. So 360. One thing to note about the color, I think this one is quite dark for me, but for many people it might be a bit light because there's also highlights in it. This is a very gloomy day here in the Netherlands, so I don't get a lot of natural light, so I have my lamps on. That also influences how the color is perceived. So yes, your wigs will look very different in all different kinds of lighting. Yeah, just accept that. I mean, who cares? So that's this one. I wear wigs without a wig cap. That's because I shave my head, and I don't think that wig caps are terribly comfortable, and sometimes I feel like in the parting here you can see the wig cap, so I'm not okay with that. But the cap construction of this wig, so here you can see it's inside out now. Here's the monofilament front, and it actually has a little bit of felt. I don't know if you can see that felt going all around, and actually it's also around here, so that sits on top of your head, and I actually find that very soft and very comfortable. So I mean, starting to wear a wig, it definitely takes some getting used to, but I think it's comfortable without a wig cap. And then if you wash it, leave it to dry, or just let it sit because you're not going to wear it that day, then you just put it on one of these thingies, which is a wig stand, and it's open, which is good because then it breathes a little bit. So if you've been doing sports, if you've been sweating, then it's great actually to just let it breathe a little bit. So now for the ice blonde one, basically the same wig. I did the same stuff to it in terms of curling. There's more curls in this one actually than in the last one, but yeah, you can dose that a little bit depending on how much steam you use and how hot the water is when you run it through, because the warm water will weigh down the hair and will make the curls longer instead of bunched up. So same basic construction. Obviously it's lighter, otherwise it would show through the hair, but it has felt here, so it's very comfortable. And this one looks way more realistic because it's lighter, and it's actually the color of my eyebrows. With the other one I have to pencil in my eyebrows a little bit every once in a while. So yeah, pull it back. Is it straight? I don't know. This is difficult to see on a phone screen. So the curls are also going to give you volume. So if you put a lot of curls in, you will get a lot of volume. So it tends to get quite bushy. But it's just whatever. If you like that, go for that. So yeah, this is still a little bit feminine, even though I've cut in the sideburns here. I might still do some steaming here to make it a little bit more flat, so it's less of a, it's a little bit extra, and I'm a little bit extra, but if you're not, then. So as you can see, because these hairs are so much lighter, you literally can't see where my head stops and the wig starts. It's actually there. That's the edge of the lace, but how can you tell? So yeah, people also ask, do you glue it down or not? Well, this is a very good elastic thingy, and it has, I will show you on the other wig, otherwise I'll have to take it off again. It has these little kind of pulley strap things, so you can tighten them, which is great. I actually find that the average wig cap size for female wigs actually fits my head pretty nicely, and I don't think I have a particularly small head. I think I have an average head, so yeah, I don't think this too big a deal just to wear a style you like, regardless of who it was designed for. Yes. Many people ask me if I glue my wigs down, mostly because this looks so realistic. I do sometimes. I haven't on this one yet because the elastic is still very good. I mean, it wears out after a while, obviously. If you like to wear wigs longer, then you can actually, under the tabs here, which has wire, so you can, now I've pointed it up, but you can press them down so it fits snug on your head. You can put a little bit of tape underneath if you're worrying that your wig will fall off. I haven't used it yet. I didn't wear this one for, I think I've been wearing this one for a week, but the darker one I've worn for a couple of months. And this one, you can see, is pretty shiny. Don't worry, the shine will wear off a little bit, so it will look natural after a few weeks of wearing it, especially if you're going to sun. I mean, what you're basically doing is damaging the fibers with the UV rays, so be careful with that. Don't do it too much, but I tend to think, oh, I'd rather buy a new one after a few months than not sit in the sun, because yay, sun. So this one looks a little bit more grey in this light, a little bit more shiny, but you don't have to use the tape, I think. The elastic is great, so I can actually do some head banging and it will still pretty much look the same. I mean, it's messy now, but you can see that it's really, it stays on. So that's brilliant, and now it's a mess, but that's okay, because hair is supposed to be messy, I think. My vision, my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. So that's this one. I'll do a quick 360. So that's that. Yeah, if you have questions, get in touch with the Simply Wigs team. They actually have a great customer service, so if you have questions about the wigs, then just type them an email or a comment or something. I'm sure they will get in touch with you. Bye bye.